I'm Jody Gerson. I'm the new Social Service Coordinator at Jewish Community Services. We get several referrals from the community with individuals needing assistance, short-term and long-term. Short-term may be first and last month's rent, maybe assistance helping with a power bill or utility bill that they've overlapped for other different reasons. They may be low income. They also may need long-term assistance with ongoing rental assistance or food cards that we supply each month.
The Jewish community in Hawaii is very lucky because in 1987, Arthur Murray, the world-renowned dance instructor who was a resident in Hawaii with his wife Catherine, decided that he wanted to establish a fund for needy Jews in Hawaii.
I was a New York City paramedic. On September 11, 2001, I served at Ground Zero. As a result of my exposure, I have COPD. As New York City winters are rather cold, I got sick often and could no longer tolerate the cold weather and moved to Hawaii.
Well, I was struggling for a couple years with food, and I was calling churches and synagogues in the yellow pages.
As the years went by, my rent skyrocketed to the point where I was facing homelessness. After a frantic search, I was able to find an apartment I could afford. However, although I could come up with the security deposit, I came up short for the first month's rent. I literally was at wit's end.
And then finally I called JCS and I remind them every month or two, and they held me for a year or two. And one day they called me and they said, "We have some good news for you," Melissa said. "There's a program to help with rent." And they said, "We could help you." I said, "Well, how long?" She said, "Probably forever." I was still in shock. I didn't believe it till after it sunk in. I was worried it couldn't be true, and it was true.
A friend of mine suggested I contact Jewish Community Services. Embarrassed and ashamed, I called.
To this day, this fund has flourished in spite of the fact that it has been used over 200 times. And the criteria for using the fund are that it is a one time in your life that you are allowed to receive Arthur Murray funds, and it has to be for something very large, not just getting this month's rent paid for, which of course is important, but it is not what this fund has been established for. It has been used over 200 times, and it has been used for many different purposes, such as first and last month's rent, for somebody to move into new housing. It has been used for major medical expenses when people are not able to afford it otherwise.
She conveyed my appeal to the board, and not only did they help me with my rent, but they provided me with food to make sure I was back on my feet.
We get referrals for some of our youth for assistance with Jewish education. One of them happens to be where we're sending some of our young Jewish individuals back to the mainland for camp, which is a great opportunity for them to connect with other individuals that they don't have that full connection here on island, but they do on the mainland. So it's a great opportunity for them to meet other individuals of their like background. They get to do learning, they get to learn more about their heritage and about our religion. It's a great opportunity for our young individuals.
This year at Camp Dora Golding, I had a great time. My favorite thing was going to Hershey Park. There was so much rides, I had a great time. Also at camp, we would wake up in the morning, go and pray at shul. We would eat breakfast and go to our activities. We had so much sports, such as basketball, baseball, hockey, and soccer, and so much more. Camp this year was so fun. And at Shabbos dinner, we would go up on tables, sing, dance, pray. It was the best time. And we would go to bed after that. Also, I'm so grateful for JCS sponsoring my scholarship for me to go to Camp Torah Golding this year. Without that, I wouldn't have gotten a great experience.
Okay, good evening, everyone. I'm honored to say a few words on behalf of Jewish Community Services. We all know the good work that JCS does. I personally know from individuals who were helped by JCS from our Jewish community. And I've seen firsthand the positive impact it had on their lives, not only for the financial assistance that was provided by JCS, but also the very refined way in which it helps those who turn to them. And as we know, charity, tzedakah, is one of the greatest mitzvahs in the Torah. And also it is one of the hallmarks of a vibrant Jewish community. Jewish communities throughout the globe and throughout history were always measured not so much by how many shuls, synagogues, the community had, but equally or even more so by the Gemilas Chesed funds, the charitable funds that were set up to help people at different times of their lives, whoever needed it. So I would say, please be as generous as you can, and even more so. Every dollar you give helps another person and enables JCS to continue its good work. And it's a wonderful opportunity to be a partner in the good work that JCS does. Thank you.